Oh, hey there, guys. Hey, look, I shaved my head. Friggin' last day off before I go back to work for 3 and then have 2 off and then go back to work for 5. Son of a bitch. Oh well, first thing I want to do today is make breakfast. I need breakfast. Oh, I probably should get out there and bang out that stump while the weather isn't too hot. Fuck, I'm just feeling so lazy today. It's like my last day off. I don't want to do anything, right, Bubby? Oh my goodness. What are you meowing about? What's out the window? What do you see? Is there a chipmunk? A bird? What are you doing? Huh? What does that mean? Oh, your bowl's empty. You see? Her bowl's empty. You can see the plastic. That's a problem. There, I just filled it for you, bud. What do you say? Okay, well, that's something. Cats are dicked. Ah, frig. So, I'm probably gonna have to bang out that lawn on Wednesday again. Maybe even sooner. I need to get the blade sharpened on the friggin' push mower. That's a given. That's a given. Or lower the deck so it gets a real low cut. That's another given. I got her sitting pretty high right now, so maybe that's what I'll do is I'll lower the deck and get her right down to the friggin' roots. So this is the tripod that I bought from Forest City Surplus. It cost me about 14 bucks. Looks pretty good. The shoe's already on the camera. It's got the same thing as my other one does. Oh, let me just loosen that up. Where you can spin this guy here and it goes up and down. It's got the clickable hot shoe so it stays open until you click the camera into it. One of the problems is you see this here screw missing? That's what locks it from going left to right. That screw is missing. So you cannot do that. It'll always swivel. This one here just keeps it from going up and down. You loosen that up and now you can go up and down, right? And then here you can loosen this. You can loosen this and then you can change your angle on here depending on the elevation of the terrain that you're working with. And you got a bubble level, which for some reason split in two. That's quality right there. So we'll just tighten this back up. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, Adam. Smarten up a little bit. There you go. But yeah, definitely worth $14. If that screw was in there, it'd be even better. Problem is there's supposed to be a nut back here, and I am not even sure how to get the nut in there. I probably have to take this piece of plastic cover off, and there's probably a screw in there. Take that out to remove the whole top half, and then get a nut, put it in there, and run the bolt through. It also came with this nice carrying bag, and the hardware is in the bottom, mostly, except for the nut. The washer and the bolt is, but the nut is missing. So that's no good. See, you can sort of get an idea. Frig. So I'm probably going to end up using this one here for commenting on comments. And then what I'm going to do is take the commenting on comment tripod and use that one outside because she's a heavy duty friggin' tripod and it's nice. The one thing I do like about this tripod though is number one, it's got the carrying handle so you can use it like a monopod and hold it around, and with this hook you can attach a piece of rope to it and stand on it and make it into a Steadicam. So that's pretty cool. But other than that, you know, only upsetting part is right there. But once I find a nut for that thing, I'm probably going to take it apart and fix it. But she's a lightweight tripod, all aluminum and plastic, and decent. Talk about just wasting a day, eh? Holy. It's currently 4:45, almost 5 o'clock. I don't know. I had plans to go up and bang out the stump, and then I was chatting with Jet Wash, and he's like, "Oh, bro, we got a PlayStation chat session going on." Which is pretty much like Skype, basically. You go on if you have a webcam. Mine wasn't working right today. It was over. I don't know. I think it's in night mode or some nonsense because, yeah, it just wasn't working. So I'm just going to strap the dog up here and send him outside for a shit break because I think he has to go. He's giving me the shit break eyes. But yeah, and I told him, I said, "Listen, bud, I can only go on for like a half an hour." Well, 2.5 hours later, I realized it was 4:30 and I'm like, fuck, I didn't get anything did today. Didn't get anything did. I even weed whacked around the tree stump so that I can go over there and dig shit up and get shit did. And what is he doing? Oreo! Backyard, bud. For sakes. See what I gotta put up with the campers? Yeah, I know. Frig sakes. But anyway, yeah, I totally weed whacked around the stump because I was going to work on that today. But honestly, I'm not even feeling like it. Tonight we're going to play some Grand Theft Auto. Apparently there's one more heist I have to do to say that I've done all the heists. And this one here gives you the rebreathers and the night vision goggles. Which I really want both of those things. So we're going to bang that one out tonight. And tomorrow's back to work for the excitement. Oh my goodness. I swear, man, little dogs. I gotta bark at everything that moves. It's ridiculous. But yeah, like, that's what I wanted to do today. I was gonna go back there and work on the stump. That's why I was talking about the tripod, because I was gonna bring the tripod out and use it to get different angles of the shot. totally hatchet murder me a tree stump, but it's almost supper time, so forget that nonsense. Mind you, I can do supper at 6 and get out there and swing an axe for a bit. Fuck it. Yeah, so it's not too bad. There's not too much left of it up top, and there isn't one of those roots you guys were talking about, I don't think. So mainly what I'm going to work on is this area right here. We're going to get this all cleared out over there too and whatnot. I'm going to have to get my garden hose. So let's pitter patter and have at her. Oh, that freaking dandelion growing out of the stump. Definitely are some weird smells coming out of the stump. Pretty rotten, as you can tell. Okay, well, I found an attachment for my hose that gives it like a jet. I'm using that. I just want to get all this slop out of here after cleaning it off that root. Yeah, this stump reeks like vinegar. I don't recall putting vinegar on this thing. Interesting. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bang this root here and bang her back here. Shovel, I almost put it through my hose. Really gets you in the lower back when you're not used to this kind of labor, eh? See, if I knew somebody around here with a backhoe, I'm pretty sure right now if they got in there with a backhoe, with how rotten those roots are, they just hook onto that thing and rip her right out of the ground. No problem. And people don't suggest Bill's T-Max. He lives like 3 hours away and it would take him probably 72 hours to crawl his backhoe here. God knows how much fuel too, so I don't know if he has a way to trailer that shit around, but that'd be quite the trip just to yank a stump out. Not a big deal. We'll get her. We'll get her. Oh, that's a straight shot right down. So not too bad. I'm fucking out of breath. Alright, I put in a lot of work on the stump today. Got this whole quadrant cleared out and it's dirt straight down, so fuck. I'm too tired, my back's too sore. But I got a lot more done this time around than last time, that's for sure. Right on, I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. That moment when you had a lot of footage and then you edit it all up and realize, no you didn't. Chopping things up to try and make them funny. Like honestly, what the hell can you do with a guy hacking at a log, right? But we need to get some dinner going. So I took out another piece of chicken which we're going to barbecue. And we're going to bake a potato. So normally when I bake a potato, what I do is I fire it in the microwave for about 2 minutes to heat her up good times. Cut her in half and then tinfoil it. And then send her out to the barbecue and she bakes quicker. Otherwise you got to wait 45 minutes for the son of a bitch to bake. Works for me. See, like this is what I do. I split it, but I don't go right through, right? Don't cut her right in half, just like this. Then drill it in the microwave for about 2 minutes. Then if you want, you can cut a wedge out of it and throw some butter into it, and then drill her onto the friggin' Barbie and some tinfoil, and you got yourself a delicious baked potato when she's done. You know, I've never, ever seen a dog to be afraid of tinfoil before. Like, I just have to hold it. That's mean. I shouldn't do that. Then he comes at me to fight, eh? He's like, fuck you, asshole, I'll take you apart. Hey, buddy? Yeah, eh? Oh my goodness, you look psycho. Oh, and then he gets a weapon. He's mad at me, so he's gonna kick the shit out of his fox. Oh, what a dog. Now you want to be careful taking the potato out of the friggin' microwave, because as you can see, steam rising off of it. She's hotter than the chains in hell. So we got a good spread too going on, so I'm just going to wrap some butter in there, cut off a little sliver, fire it in there, and maybe dice up an onion or two and fire it in there, wrap her up and throw it on the Barbie. Okay, greasy time. I just friggin' wrapped the Kraft single sliced cheese and fired it into the potato. Talk about increasing the calorie count for this motherfucker, but ZFG mode activate. Let's wrap her up and get her ready for the Barbie. Let's just say it's a good thing I don't have bacon bits, because they'd be going in that sumbitch too. Once again, at the grill, eh? Friggin' rights we are. I love barbecuing. I can't believe how hot that coffee got. Something must be wrong with my Keurig to be farting them out that hot. Jesus. Also, I was in the house editing it up and thinking about how rotten the stump is. I forgot that I did put something in the stump. Back in 2007, 2006, 2007, anyway, it was legal to use stuff like Kill-X and different chemicals on your lawn and tree stumps and such. And this place in town here, a gardening supply store, sells this stuff called Stump Rot. And literally it smelled like diesel fuel with like a hint of like vegetable friggin' dressing, you know? Really weird stuff. It was, the color was kind of like a dark emerald green. It looked black until you put the light to it, then it looked kind of green. So, for all I know, it was diesel. They sold me diesel. And it was, I don't even think I have the jug here anymore. I'm pretty sure I threw it out, but I would say the bottle was maybe about as big as that ice wax bottle. Just a little jug, about 500 ml. And basically all you had to do was drill holes in the stump and then pour this crap into it with whatever you have. If you can make yourself a little wooden cork, do it. If not, shove dirt in it, whatever it took, just to cap it, to keep the birds from eating it and dying and stuff because they're stupid, or have your dog go over there and lap it up because it smelled pretty sweet. Then you just let it fester and it rots the wood and kills its chance of ever recovering. I never did it to the one in the front yard, which is why it's got a tree growing out of it. And I don't have any left because I really went overkill on the back stump because I wanted to pull that thing out, and I just kept procrastinating as time went on and never did it. And this is the year that she's going to come out. Might not be, well, it won't be today, but it's going to happen. And it was supposed to happen over this vacation, but things came up and things got did, and I ran out of time, and it's the way she goes. Doesn't mean it won't happen. Just means it's not going to happen today. That's all. Jesus Christ, I got a fantastic fucking thing going on with my hair. So, just had a visit from the cops. That was fun. I would have recorded it if I would have thought about it, but I don't know why. When cops come around, I freeze right up. I freeze right up. That's not a good thing. Like, you should not freeze up when the cops come around. They're there to serve and protect, right? Well, luckily it wasn't a real cop. It was military police. Well, they are real cops, don't get me wrong, but their jurisdiction's the base, and that's about it. He drove by, and then he backs into my driveway and comes out, and he goes, "Excuse me, what you're doing there is a major fire hazard." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" "I'm barbecuing in my garage since I lived here." And he's like, "Well, it's also highly illegal," and he's like trying to like get me with flammable, like, yeah, the gasoline's right there, but she's fucking double corked. She ain't going nowhere. You know, it's in direct sunlight. If anything, that's a problem. But he's trying to tell me that this is illegal and stuff. And I'm like, "Well, you can't give me a ticket." And he goes, "Well, why can't I give you a ticket?" I said, "We're not on the military base, bud." Well, I didn't say it like that, but I said, "Because I'm not on the military base, and that's your jurisdiction." And he's like, "Well, if you like, I can get a local police department over here, a local police officer over here, a North Bay police officer." And I'm like, "By all means, go ahead." I said, "I already talked to Jason across the road, who's a cop, and he's seen me barbecuing in the garage, and he's never said anything to me. I've even asked him one day, I'm like, 'Hey, is what I'm doing illegal? Like, is this?" He's like, "Well, it's not illegal, but, you know, it's awesome in the winter, and I'm kind of jealous." And I'm like, "Okay, well, right on." So, "But is there any fines for this?" And he goes, "Well, no, you're close enough to the door. Fresh air is getting in." He goes, "The worst thing that would be dangerous to you is if you kept the bay door closed, you didn't open the side door, and you got carbon monoxide poisoning, you know?" He goes, "But I'm pretty sure you're a smart enough guy. The moment you started feeling sleepy, you'd crack a door or a window or something." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And he goes, "It's no different than those people who run the propane heaters in their garage. No different. Like those salamanders or the turbo ones from crappy tires." So, like I told the cop, I said, "By all means, if you want to get a city kitty over here, give her." And he just came back, he just jumped back in his car. It's like, holy shit, man, I got fucking nervous. It's like, okay, what are you here for? Are you here because of the ticket? Or are you here to cause me more problems? I don't know, fuck. That's the second time an MP's bothered me, eh? First time was like, right, well, maybe further down the road, just past my neighbor's driveway. And the cop pulls me over because I was vaping, and he thought I was talking on a cell phone. And I'm like, "No, I'm vaping." And he goes, "Well, that's a wireless device. You can't be using that while driving." And I said, "On the contrary. Government wants to make these like tobacco," and they have. "So it's no different than your coworker smoking a cigarette inside of a company truck, which is illegal also, bud." And that's how I got off on that one. I already told that story, though. But like, holy crap. I know people who barbecue in their garage all the time around here. Man, I'm just finding cops with like, they're just having the bad day and they want to rip on me. So, oh, fucking heart's racing still though. This is why I try to abide by the law, just so they don't have to come around and be all hard with me. So after watching a few videos online, I now understand how this thing works. So you got the foaming agent in there, and the mixtures are somewhere in there. How much to put on. So basically you go by the square foot of your lawn. So I don't know what my square foot of my front lawn is, but we're probably going to say with B. We're going to go with B. So it's 300 or 32.5 meters squared, or 350 square feet. We're going to say thin lawn, whatever. And yeah, you fill it to one of these lines depending on your depending on what you want to do. This is how much seed you put in for the size of your lawn. So if it's an established lawn and I want to just add more seed to it, I fill it to the line according to what my lawn is. So I don't know, I think right there, 32.5 meters squared, which is the same as that one up there, and 350 square feet. Or I can go balls deep and just dump the whole bag in and give her shit, you know? Then you have the foaming agent, everything in there. Now Jet Wash told me when he did it, he put the seed and the foaming agent directly in there, no water. He recommends adding water to it because it'll help the seeds move around and they won't stick to the jug and just makes life a lot easier. Now if this doesn't work, there's another kit which I can use with either that guy or that guy, my spreader, and it's seed that'll literally grow anywhere. And I remember I bought a bag one year to spread on my front lawn, and I left it over here. This is fertilizer. I left it beside the fertilizer, and a mouse came along, or a squirrel or something, busted it open, and it leaks seed all over the ground. And my garage floods every winter. Like, I've shown you that. Every winter she floods out, right? And when I went and picked up the bag, I had this, like, big chunk of grass that basically started growing in that corner with nothing. So if it'll grow on this dirty ass concrete floor, I can imagine she'll grow like awesome out there on that lawn. So if this hydro seed thing doesn't work, then I'll get that. We'll use the spreader. We'll throw seed all over the place. It'll be glorious and life will be dandy. Alrighty, and there be dinner. We got ourselves some chicken, cheesy potato, some veg, yup, carrots, cucumber, and spinach. Big fan of the spinach. So I'm gonna go drive this in my face. Something else I wanted to talk about was while I was out there barbecuing just before I shut her down, my neighbor comes over to me and he's like, oh, did you hear? And I'm like, no, not really. My ears are pretty plugged. No, not really. And he's like, Albert, Pat. He goes, you remember Albert? I'm like, Albert. Oh, I'm thinking the old man who owned the house when I first moved in here. No, we're talking about their neighbor to the other side in the duplex. He passed away back in March. It's currently May 31st. Nobody knew. They found out 2 days ago from somebody down the road what happened. So that's pretty fucky. I didn't even notice. No one around here noticed. He passed away. Like, holy shit. So that friggin' sucks. But it is what it is, right? In the way of life, I suppose. But anyway, people, I'm gonna go drop this food in my face. I'm friggin' starved, so let's do this. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna pretty much end the vlog here. It's pretty late in the morning. We played a lot of Grand Theft Auto tonight. Got a lot more videos, a lot more heists done, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, I'm going to bed. It's about, well, it's 10 to midnight, so, or 10 to 1, sorry. So I'm going to bed. Thanks for watching. Like, favorite, comment as always, and until next time, people, keep on vlogging.